okay, one last thing to pick apart in my mind is the vortex isn't necessarily right or wrong. Let me ask a question. So,
well, we call what's in the vortex the expanded version of you, which for the sake of this discussion and any other discussion on rightness or wrongness is right.
okay.
Because when life has caused you to become that, and the source within you has affirmed it and joined it, you know it's right. In fact, let's go there for a minute, because sometimes people think if we're all allowed to just want what we want, shouldn't somebody be keeping score? That's what you've been asking God to do for a very long time. Tell us the really right things and the really wrong things, and then we will conform. And we say, you're not really conforming, you're just killing each other as you argue over the list. You see? And so the way it works is life causes you to ask, these are the words we want you to hear. You came from source energy with such knowledge that life would evoke true, perfect, right expansion from you. That you knew unequivocally that if you would have the ability to align with that expanded version of you, that nothing could be more right. In other words, you never need to worry that in reaching for love or in reaching for alignment that you could ever find a flawed premise or do something wrong. No one who's in alignment with who they are ever harms another, ever bruises another, ever disturbs another, ever deflates another. In other words, you can't do anything other than uplift from in the vortex, you see. And so this whole question that you began with, what's bothering you, is that if you are not in alignment with who you are because of something that you're observing, that's what's bothering you. It isn't that they're not getting you. It's that you're not being who you really are and using them as the excuse for in this moment not being who you really are.
I see. And is there such thing as better or worse?
There is such thing as more.
Can you say more?
And there's no regression, so you can't go back. So once you become more, less is worse. Oh, that was so good.
I got that. How about between, to get completely transparent, I think a lot of my life I had so many self-insecurities that as an unconscious way for me to make me feel better about myself, I would judge other people and call me right or better and call them wrong or worse.
And in that process, you and a whole lot of other people doing it, in fact, everyone we know, and we know everyone, doing some of that.
Yeah.
It's because it wraps around into your perfect question, why does a part of me want so much to be right? And our answer is, because the larger part of you knows that you are. So then the next question is, but if I'm right, and I disagree with that guy, and he's right, then shouldn't there really be another arbitrator? Shouldn't there be another higher power voice to distinguish who is the rightest of the right? And we say, these are always right. Expansion is always right. Becoming more is always right. Keeping up with the moreness that you've become is always right. Not keeping up with the moreness that you've become is less right. In other words, it's all about the gap. It's all about keeping up with you. And you see, when you think about it, you can't get off about this, because your inner being won't join you in a negative thought. So your inner being is holding a very high standard of love and appreciation. So when you align with that high standard, you know that it's something that's been carved out over a long period of time. When you hate someone or when you disapprove of someone, that awful feeling that you feel is because you have departed from what the source within you knows. So if we were standing in your physical shoes, Esther's been saying this a lot lately, I want to find the point of view that Abraham knows about this. I want to feel Abraham's point of view about this. And she's not doing it for the rightness of it. She's doing it for the comfort of it. She's doing it for the feeling of it. So this is coming around to something that is really important. You see, it's hard for you to accept that it's right for you to feel good. That's what the raw and ragged piece of this. Abraham, is it really right for me to be so selfish that I seek the thought that feels the best? And we say, yeah, and try it otherwise and realize that it doesn't work. So when you accept the rightness of you feeling good, when you allow yourself that, when it's okay for you to feel good enough that you can ignore current reality and ignore all of those opinions in all of their variation, and you can just find the rightness of feeling the source within you just wrapping around you and through you, because that's who you are, then you've got it. Then you've got it.
Yeah. Thank you.
Yes, indeed.